Welcome back. Charlie Kirk's final book is out today. It's called Stop in the Name of God, Why Honoring the Sabbath Will Transform Your Life. It's currently #1 on Amazon. He wrote it just 1 month before his assassination. Charlie had been urging people to disconnect from technology and reconnect with what matters. Watch this.
Turn your phone off for 1 day. No contact, no social media, no work. Your mental health will improve dramatically. That is a day to go be with God. That is a day to read your Bible and be out of the busyness and the hurriedness and the anger and the noise of this world.
Erika, this theme, it connects with everybody.
It
right?
does.
We're talking about this all the time, how we can be closer to family and to friends and be off our phones. Why was this so important for Charlie?
Because he knew that it transcended any type of political label, any age group, any demographic, and Charlie was known for being a bridge builder. And this is what helped fill that generational gap between grandparents and their grandchildren or parents and their children. And he knew, being able to see it firsthand, how it impacted his family and in us. And he knew that this was something that the world needed to hear, and God did too. And he put it on his heart, and Charlie wrote it. And I know that it's going to change and impact millions of lives.
It's amazing. Let's go around. Jesse?
When we sat down together, you told me the routine.
It was the routine.
He on a sunny day, he'd stretch, he'd reflect, he'd
Go for
read.
a hike.
What was that like on those days of Sabbath?
Precious, priceless. I saw a side of my husband that the world never got to see. And that to me was so special, because that was him just being able to breathe, be able to be with the Lord, let my children climb all over him, be daddy, and get, yes, the world knows him as Charlie Kirk. I know him as my husband. My babies know him as daddy. And he was able to just reset, recalibrate, and say, you know what? The noise of this world can wait 24 hours. I can get back to it once I have a fresh brain and I'm rested.
I'm curious if your children are younger than the ones that I'm thinking about, but I have friends who I think would love to do this, especially as you start to get a little bit older and maybe the preteens or early teens, and they have phones.
Mm-hmm.
And parents are looking for a way to get them off their phone. It's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have any thoughts about that in terms of what it did for your family, even though that your children were younger? It could probably still have the same kind of effect for kids that are.
Oh, well, we're not screen time family with the children. I joke around that, yes, we did watch Charlie's show all the time. And then Bob Ross for nap-inducing moments. But it was very much so that that's not where our interaction is. You go to a dinner table, and if someone's on their phone while you're talking to them and having a conversation, they're half listening. So they're physically there, but they're not mentally there. So what kind of conversation is that? And so what Charlie also realized is the beauty and true authentic communication that's totally lacking these days. The fact that we can sit here and all have a conversation, the 5 of us, is amazing. That's actually a rare thing at a dinner table. All of us are focusing on what each person's saying, but when you're at a dinner table in Manhattan and you have kids and family, half of the people have their phones, like it's very disconnected. So maybe more dinner tables should look like this.
Yeah, indeed.
Right.
Tyrus?
There's no food on the table. First of all, this is my first time meeting you, so I'd like to say I'm very sorry for your loss. That's the first thing I'd like to say. And secondly, how are the children, and how are you holding up? Like, your daily routine obviously is forever changed.
It is.
With all the whirlwind and everything that you're between books and speech engagements and taking over Turning Point, like is the goal eventually to get back to where you were with your children before?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just, I mean, obviously it's all new and you're still going through it, but
right. No, it's a very fair question. It's a great question. I am now at my age having to relearn my life. It's a very fair question. My babies come with me to the office anytime that I do have to go into the office. But what is so powerful is that Charlie handpicked the leadership team at Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action. He knew exactly who needed to be in the leadership roles to get things done, because he also had his radio show and his podcast, and he was traveling on campuses doing Prove Me Wrongs. So for him, he wanted to make sure that his baby, Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action, they were running smoothly. And so he was so instrumental and intentional about who he put in those positions. So I am very blessed to have a team. I cannot do this without my team and my family. I call them my family because they are. Those staff members are not employees to me, they're family members. It is not a 9-to-5. It's a mission-driven organization, and everyone that works there is working there because they understand the heart and soul and the DNA of Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action. They're not there for just getting a paycheck, and it's so powerful. And Turning Point USA, I need that organization just as much as this country does because they are my family, and I know that what my husband started was founder-led, and now it's vision-led, and we are all locked in. It's very powerful.
I wanted to ask you, so I do have kids around the same age as yours, and I've been overwhelmed by how you have managed this and the grace that you've shown. And in particular, as someone, I'm a Reformed Jew, not particularly religious, but I was really struck by you saying just a few days after Charlie was murdered that you forgave Tyler Robinson, the alleged murderer, I think we're still supposed to say. Can you talk to us about how you managed to do that? Because that seems like the number one life lesson that I would love to get from someone, how you could find that in yourself. And you're modeling a Christianity that is so inspirational to me, especially as someone who's not particularly religious.
No, it's very kind. I appreciate that. It's again, I've said this and I'll say it again, that was something I heavily prayed on. I'm not going to say something that I don't believe in, and I wouldn't expect anyone else to. And I wouldn't expect someone to understand my position, especially with something that's as horrific and evil. But at the same time, hate is very powerful from the standpoint of it's all-consuming. It will deteriorate. It will tear you apart. It will, I know they say it's like drinking a poison. It impacts you more than the other person. And if I had any ounce of hate in my heart, the Lord would not be able to use me. I also want to be able to show people that, yes, okay, you forgive someone. You don't forget what they did. It's not a weakness. It's a form of a strength to know, okay, Lord, I am surrendering to you. You have a choice. Am I going to stand in the corner, be in fetal position and crying, or I'm going to stand on my 2 feet by the Lord's strength, be able to say, Lord, give me grace today. I don't know how you're going to use it, but I know you'll use it for your glory. I'm here. Use me. Shine the light of where I'm supposed to go. And please, every single day, give me grace, heal me, Lord. And I just it's just a repetitive thing. Faith is just a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And I pray that everyone understands that your life might be the only Bible someone reads. So be authentic with it.
Greg is not here. He has the sniffles, Erika. But Harold is also not here. This is Jessica. Harold, Jesse, and Greg are in a Bible study group together.
Are they really?
Because of Charlie Kirk.
Okay, that is really cool.
So every morning,
That is really cool.
every morning we wake up and we read a passage and then we text about it.
Okay.
And it is because of Charlie.
I love that.
Wait a minute.
You're not invited.
I lift weights in the morning.
You can still get Bible verses when you're lifting.
Yes.
You mentioned them, but you didn't put yourself in, but yet you're reading the texts. So you're in the group too.
No, I'm in the group. I said Jesse. I spoke of myself in the third person.
Which is annoying.
I'm sorry.
I speak in third person, not you. We've discussed it. It's in my contract. Tyrus doesn't like that.
Have you been hearing anecdotes about that? This is how Charlie impacted me. I'm reconnecting with the Lord.
It is so powerful. People that are buying Bibles for the first time, going back to church in years, calling their family members and apologizing or saying, hey, can we somehow bridge this, heal this? It's powerful. And Charlie, every single day on his way into work, would text people Bible verses. And he just wanted to remind people that this is what it's all about. It's about, your life here is so short. So are you going to use your short time here on earth to make this place better or are you going to make it worse? Are you going to be a solution or are you going to be an additional problem? And so every day he wanted to help people remember, okay, when I message you, it's to get your mind right and your heart right in the right heart space. You're going to start off your day with a Bible verse, even if you're not Christian, even if you're not Jewish, even if you don't believe in anything, at least you're reading something that is true and beautiful, and it gets you set on the right pace to have an amazing day and maybe bless someone else along the way.
I think we have time for one more. So I just picked in this chapter 11 begins, it's called Now It's Your Turn to Act. But right before that, one of the lines that Charlie wrote says, the Sabbath is not a burden to bear, it's a grace to embrace. And he says in chapter 11, I write this with as much humility as possible. If I can carve out a Sabbath, so can you.
It's true.
And he talks about the demands on his time. So for people out there who are thinking, that sounds great, but I have so much to do, what would you say?
Well, make adjustments and not excuses. That's what he would say. And I second that. I second that.
Love that. So stop in the name of God, honor the Sabbath. Why honoring the Sabbath will transform your life. I shouldn't shorten it. #1 on Amazon. Congratulations. On sale now. You can go to 45books.com to get a copy of Charlie's book.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.